Hey guys, welcome to Out of Ink. I'm the Archivist, and welcome to Symbiote September, my unofficial celebration of one of my favorite Marvel characters, Venom. I'm not planning on making this a regular event, but I had to take the opportunity because Venom Let There Be Carnage is coming out in early October, and I am an absolute slave to alliteration, so I'm doing it now. Because my first video on Venom Space Knight got over 100 views, which I can't thank you guys enough for by the way, I want to kick off Symbiote September by coming back to Venom Space Knight for issues 7 to 13. These were written by the same writer, Robbie Thompson. However, the artist of the first 6 issues, Ariel Olivetti, only returned for the 7th issue in about 3 or 4 of the covers. The rest of the art for these books was done by Kim Jacinto, Arby Silva, Ario Ardendito, and Gerardo Sandoval. All of them are great artists, so there's no drop in quality for the art in this comic. Tragically though, this is the end of Venom Space Knight. The comic was cancelled, assumedly due to low sales, and to make room for Lee Price, which I may or may not cover. I haven't decided if Lee's run was impactful enough to cover right now. I was super bummed out about this anyway at the time, but I could never find anything before issue 11, so all I got to read was the tail end of this arc. So, what was this part all about? How did they wrap up Flash and Venom's space adventures? After their last adventure, everything seems fine until a member of the Agents of the Cosmos, Tarna, comes to collect Venom because the Cosmos can sense something is wrong. This triggers Venom, sending them into a rage, where they go rogue and go on a destructive rampage before trying to lure Flash to them to forcibly bond with him. The pair eventually reconcile, but Flash has to return home to save his protege, Andrea, aka Mania, a character from the 2011 Agent Venom run. At first, when I read the first couple issues, I was heartbroken. Watching Venom flip his shit and attack Flash upset me a lot. I thought of it as like watching an addict relapse, slipping into another tragic and destructive bout. Then I read more, and I thought more, and I realized this wasn't someone relapsing into old habits. I'm no expert, but in my experience, even when they were considered a villain, Venom was never this cruel to any of their hosts. Yes, Venom could be violent and vengeful, but they were never this vicious with anyone they cared about, like Eddie, or even Peter when they were attached to Peter. I do know that Venom has gone through some weird stuff, but this book went way out of its way to retcon most of Venom's past, including their memory of bonding with Peter. Either way, seeing Venom do stuff like taunt Flash for his past alcoholism or use Flash's past trauma as a weapon against him was awful, and it felt out of character, especially considering the trusting partnership the pair have. However, I have a theory. This might have been an unfortunate side effect of the book's short lifespan. This whole book feels rushed, like Thompson had to hurry and tell the story he wanted to tell and then quickly resolve everything. New characters like Tarna and the Space Knights don't get a lot of time, but I will admit that at least Tarna gets enough development to be a decent functional character, and I attribute this to her being set up in the first half of this run. It just feels like everything is moving a little too fast. This book really starts feeling disjointed in issue 11, which is the Civil War II crossover book. I really don't know why they bothered, because it's only a crossover in the sense that they make a few small references to the event. The story is Flash teaming up with Spider-Man to find Mania, and since Venom apparently lost their memory of being with and even fighting Spider-Man, it just feels like a really, really weird way to reset their relationship. By the time this part of Venom Space Knight gets back to being on the fun space adventure we had in the beginning, it's the last 2 issues, and now it's all over, and we're left with a short, sweet send-off to the friends Flash made in space, and a misguided hope for the adventures of Venom and Mania. So, are issues 7 to 13 of Venom Space Knight worth it to read? Honestly, they are definitely not bad books. I don't feel like I was any better for reading books 7 to 10. I just really didn't like what happened there because it felt rushed and it was just really uncomfortable to me, but I will admit this just might be because of how crazy I am about the first half of this comic run. I really am going to have to go back and read all the books back to back. Maybe I'll do a follow-up episode. Let me know in the comments if that's something you guys would want to see. Anyway, I don't think you'd be any worse for checking out these books, and I will say the final issue is 100% worth your time, so you won't be any worse off if you have to skip a few issues. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week for the next installment of Symbiote September, where we'll be talking about Venom Lethal Protector, here on Out of Ink.